Health is considered the most valuable and most precious aspect of an individual's life. This inspired the popular adage that health is wealth, as only a person who is in good health can pursue his or her dreams to achieve success. But good health is not only the absence of disease in one's body. Good health is a complete physical, mental, social, and spiritual well-being of an individual. To achieve this, a change of lifestyle is required. Lots of exercise, nutritionally balanced meals, regular medical checkups, fun, self-care, and relaxation, and basically just living well are prescriptions for healthy living. There are professionals who specialize in rendering these services, and I have in the studio one of such. Yonda Agbeniga is a lifestyle and wellness consultant, and she will be shedding more light on what it means to live well. Good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me.
Now, there is an art to everything, and just as it is for living well. But then some would say, what is the difference between living well and just living?
That's very important for us to know. Well, I do a lot of trainings, and I hear people say something's going to kill someone. And most times I have a good laugh when I hear that statement, because I think it is, permit me to say, a bit irresponsible.
Really?
And that
maybe they're speaking from the point of ignorance, not knowing.
You know, the thing is, you can take active steps to ensure that, let me use the word, your hands are clean. So right. You know that you did not shut yourself down. Okay, it was completely way beyond your control. An example of that is if a person dies from a tragedy, or maybe a car accident, or an injury, or maybe from surgery, external causes. But I don't think you should impose the situation on yourself. So that's where the art of living well comes in, where you have to make lifestyle changes to ensure that the quality and the quantity of your life is improved. So there's no point making all the millions, being a successful entrepreneur, or being successful in your career with a lot of money, and then there's no health to handle it. So saying something's going to kill you anyway when it is within your reach, I think it's a bit not too smart.
And that's where education coming, enlightenment coming, because not everyone knows what to do at a particular point. Because if you know that if I'm walking this path, it wouldn't end well, rather. So I wouldn't walk that path. And that is why you're here, to educate people on living well. So let's talk about living well as we speak. If we say that there is an art to living well, where do we begin? And what do we consider?
Okay, so I always want to start with, it is important to know where you are on the health curve. You know, COVID-19 has made everybody to become self-aware. Data and research that we have states that people who end up shutting down from the infection are those who had pre-existing diseases, or they had comorbidities, meaning that they had something that was currently ongoing, and they were, well, it was ongoing, and they were still living and existing. So they had to live with that condition. And let me try and explain that. What it means is that the body is actively trying to make them stay alive. The white blood cells, red blood cells, immune system, everything is trying to keep them alive. And then they have a COVID infection, and then the body is confused. Who do I preserve? Maintain the diabetes or attack the COVID? And so sometimes the immune system just goes, I'm confused. Right. And then doesn't do anything. And that's where it is important to start, to know what your existing comorbidities are. So I always say start with a check. A wellness check, a diagnostic check, your annual medicals and all that. That's important. You need to know where you are. You're not sick, you're not shutting down, you're not having serious inflammations and you can't move. But a lot is wrong. That's called a sub-health check, and that's where we focus on, because you could always get, because I run a lifestyle and wellness center, so you could always get your disease diagnosis at a hospital, but there's the sub-health check. You're driving, you're fine, but what's the state of your liver? what is the state of your kidney? Are you preparing to shut down in the next 5 years? So we do all those kind of scans where we do a 1-year prognosis, we do a spot analysis, we do a sub-health check. For me, I think the sub-health checks are more important because nothing takes you unawares. Yeah. So you know that, oh, okay, my tumor markers are high, so maybe there is a chance and a possibility of developing a cancer in 5 years. So you do not wait for 5 years to shut down, because when the onset of the disease moves in, when it starts, then it's a lot of trouble trying to reverse it. So I always say start with the wellness checks, know where you are on the health curve, know what's wrong, what are you brewing, you're running, you're jumping, you're driving. You're feeling okay. But a lot is going on with your pathologist. You need to check that. That's the first point. Yeah, then we know we're currently in Lagos, Nigeria, and the stress levels are off the roof. Yeah, so you are daily running on, let me give an example. I had a training session and I had to prepare my slides. I was up at 2 a.m. trying to run my slides and prepare and deliver. And so I was up to like 4 or 5 a.m. and then I got on the stage and I was talking, and when immediately I left the stage, I just literally shut down because I was tired. Now, I had been running on what we call cortisol or adrenaline, and that's what we use to function in Lagos. We're in traffic, we're angry, we're screaming, we're shouting, that driver is not okay, and everything. So we're doing that. We have a high of cortisol. Those hormones, adrenaline, they're called flight or flee hormones. They're supposed to be in the body short term. Walk, so you see a lion, adrenaline is pumped in your body, and then it goes. So because they are jump out all the time, it's a red flag? Yes, it is a very bad red flag. So you have cortisol running all over the place. It's called a flight or flee hormone. So that's not supposed to be in your body for long. It's supposed to be short term. And so we leave, like when I was doing my slides and running the training, I was so energized. As I got down from the stage, you shut down. Yeah, because I was running on what we call an adrenaline high, and that's how we function. Wake up 4 o'clock, we're in traffic 2 hours, we have to get to work, and then we get to work. But what can we do? Yeah, so that's where you need stress relief, and that's another area we focus on. Once in a while, you need to detoxify from cortisol, you need to detoxify How do you do that? Heavy metals. Well, there are different methods. It's like initially, I hated the word detoxification. You know, I used to think those guys are crazy. But as I advanced in my knowledge and science, I found out that detoxification means cleaning out. So you need to clean out your stress hormones, your toxins, your toxic levels. And there are different ways that you could do that. You could do a colon cleanse. It cleanses only your colon. That's your stomach. But what we do at our center is we do full body detoxification. So we do far infrared saunas. Now, not only sauna, but a far infrared sauna. So it goes into your body and heats you up. It makes your white blood, your arteries to widen, so you have your immune systems are upregulated and you're able to fight, and then it cleans you out of toxic overload from top to bottom. And you know, most times you're detoxifying through your liver is already stressed. Cosmetics, we have to clean that up. Food additives, drugs, so many things. Medication, generator fumes. Really? Oh yeah. Secondary smoking, primary smoking, and all that. Your liver is already having to deal with a lot of things. So we don't detoxify through the liver. We detoxify transdermally. That's through the skin. So you let your liver rest, and we push out all those stress hormones, byproducts of stress and all that. We push them out through the skin. So you're not heating up like a sauna, which just heats you up from outside in. We're increasing your core temperature. You heat up from inside out. And by the time you're done with maybe a 60 minutes infrared sauna, you've lost like 2 to 3 liters of sweat, and if you do an assay on that sweat, you see how much heavy metals and toxins you have pushed out. So I always recommend that, okay, your best bet for relaxation is first a sauna or a detox, a systemic detox. Then, of course, there are the massages, which are relaxing. There's myofascial massage, which is deep tissue. And then there's bioenergy frequency massage. Trust me, there's nothing you've ever seen. Not this hand massage, and you're squeezing people with your hand is electrodes.
I see the excitement in you as you talk about this.
I love to talk about it.
So it's a lot when we're talking about living well, being deliberate about your lifestyle so that you ensure it helps in living long.
Yeah.
You live long and all of that. You're able to detoxify all of what is in the system that perhaps could have hampered your lifestyle or hindered your living long at the end of the day. But finally, because of want of time, where do we put issues like feeding? How you eat, what you eat, and also what how you manage certain diseases. So there are some persons who are managing certain health challenges. Talk to us about that.
Okay, so the last thing I want to talk about from the previous question was to add nutrition. Quickly. Nutrition is very important. Is the basic, is the bedrock of everything. So we need to be sure of what we're putting in and then what is coming out. So what we're putting in is really important because in biochemistry or in science, when you do an assay, you know, when the Asian people cremate. So when someone dies, they just cremate and they burn up and then put the ash.
Yes.
So when you do an assay, you find out that we're completely made up of elements from the earth. Calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, everything from the soil. So apparently what it means is that you're picking up nutrients from the soil into your body. So if you put something that is not right in, you begin to initiate what we call the disease process, because your bodies were made from the soil and all that, and then you have to absorb nutrients from the soil. So if you do not put in the right thing, you put it in the wrong thing, you're going to initiate the disease process. And that's where, first of all, the detox is important. Secondly, eating right
also very important.
The top of it.
Well, we have to leave the conversation here now. Yonda Agbeniga, thank you so much for that enlightening conversation. Thank you.
Thank you.